Hello, it's me. Back again. Today I want to talk about a little bit of PlanetSide 2 and kind of a tricky situation for Rogue Planet Games. Now, what I'm alluding to here is, I gotta be honest, guys, I've been thinking about this a lot today, for the most part, and last night. I think it's honestly time to merge Emerald and Connery. I think that time has come. And if you want to be realistic about this, which I think you need to be, there are some major copers out there when it comes to talking about this game's longevity. And when you discuss this game's longevity, you have to take into account that player populations are the content for the game. Literally just having more pop and more fights to go to makes the game a whole lot more playable. Whether you're having fun playing against those players in the game, that's a totally different story. But for the most part, the majority of players are playing that game and that type of game because they want to be in big fights. And they want to have a big open world in order to have those big fights in. And they want to have the persistence going on the map. And currently, as it stands, the game is not in great shape. It's less noticeable in Emerald. I don't play on Connery, but judging from their population figures, last year really did a number on the population figures for Connery. And if you were one of the disaffected members of Connery from the entire, oh, by the way, let's take 6 months to figure out what the fuck the server problems are, and then figure it out that way. And meanwhile, when you try to play on Connery, your game is unplayable. So I can't blame you if you are one of those players that was pretty much fucked over by Daybreak. It seems like everyone, for being a San Diego-based or a West Coast-based studio, they really fucking hate everyone around the Pacific. With the way Briggs was handled, with the way the whole Soltech thing has been handled, with the way Connery's been handled more in recent years, holy shit. It's no wonder you see so many laggy shitters on Emerald these days. Now, Emerald and Matherson, we always had our laggy shitters. But they were more of the European variety, or Emerald and Matherson functioned always as the Brazil North server. We've always had our laggers, and Connery's always had its laggers. People from Southeast Asia, Oceania, just the people that play on the server from North America that manipulate their internet connections. That's been a thing going back 9 years now. But anyway, honestly, I think if, like I said before, if you're being realistic about the situation with the game, and especially that server, it's probably about that time. Now, whatever pride you have because that would be a big thing. A lot of you guys probably don't realize how many servers there were in North America and in general when the game launched, but we've lost a lot of servers. Go look that up and you'll have an interesting time seeing all that. But it seemed like a cool thing to have, okay, we have one West Coast server and we have one East Coast server. And that worked out pretty well for a while, at least, but the population numbers on Connery between last year and this year, they look about as terminal as the demographic numbers of the Chinese. Now, if you're a Connery player, and you haven't already started new characters on Emerald, what are you waiting for? I know that a lot of people will have trouble moving outfits and stuff, which is why I honestly think just doing a server merge is the best thing. Now, if they do a server merge, where's the data center going to be at? Because the studio's in San Diego. It makes sense. I think possibly the server is in Las Vegas. I don't know. The server on the East Coast is in Ashburn, VA. So honestly, if there was a Connery Emerald server merge, I think Emerald should be the home base server, because you're merging, you're taking the weak and sickly server and just adding it to the actual healthy server. And in that way, if you do that, then when the game loses even more pop, which it will inevitably in its terminal death spiral, then at least some Western Europeans still have an opportunity to play on Emerald as well. Now, if you merge the populations, which Connery doesn't really have that much pop, I haven't looked at the chart today, so the exact numbers are not 100% fresh in my mind, so I apologize for that in advance, but just speculating what that might be able to do for Emerald as a single server, this single North American server, is instantly right off the bat, I think, like I mentioned before, people play this game to fight against other players, for the most part. Now, you get what I'm saying. They want to see the big fights. They want to see other continents open. And for a player like me, the last time I really enjoyed probably playing the game was in 2020, during Escalation. Not because of the patch, not because of the development, but because we had seen the most players the game had had pretty much since launch. And more players means more farm and more content. So that's always good. I enjoy that. I think everybody wins in that situation. But yeah, this would probably be the last gasp to inject any kind of life into the game, because I got to be honest with you guys, I can't think of anything else that could possibly come in this year that I would even be remotely excited about. Everything developmentally in the last 2 years with this train of thought and this method of thinking and the path that we've went down has been an absolute fucking disaster for the game. Maybe some ideas are good, but they're executed and handled so poorly that it makes me sour on whatever's coming next. Like this patch that they just put out with the new implants, I couldn't care less. I really couldn't give a shit. The last time I was excited for a PlanetSide 2 patch was maybe for an hour about Arsenal update. And then I logged on the PTS and saw that it was just Rel's last gasp at a skill gap compression patch. So yeah, beyond that, I'm just grasping at straws here, but I see a win-win here. Connery is fucking dying or dead. There's people that still want to play the game over there. And Emerald, at like prime time last night, I think I saw there was one continent, one alert going, and then 2 1-12s on the off continent. Now, the glory days of the game, the part that made the game so much better back in 2015 and 2016 was the amount of fights you had to choose from. Now, I'm not saying a merge with Connery would massively boost the server, but it would be something. And you might even push, because of the time difference with a lot of people that play on Connery, you might even see the server be more alive in the way that people want to play the game for a longer period during the day. Like when it's 8, 9 p.m. over here on the East Coast, you know, it's still 5, 6 p.m. Over on the West Coast. So with that said, you could probably have prime time hours on Emerald anywhere from, you know, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 p.m., 11 p.m., all the way to fucking 12, 1, 2. And you could have a solid 6 or 7 hour block a night of people that want to log on and play the game and do all the alert stuff and stuff like that. I think that would be, that's probably one of the more healthy things you could do for the game. Now to address the people that would be in the Pacific region that would be negatively impacted by this, most notably Australians who are still trying to play the game, New Zealanders that aren't manipulating their internet connection with clumsy or net limiter. Yeah, it's pretty rough for you, but then you can play this game on 300 ping. You can play this game on 330 ping. I've done it. I did it for a year. I think these people would probably play Emerald anyway, if I'm honest, because if having poor or bad connection to the game was as bad as you guys claim it is, and such a detriment or a disadvantage, you would have already quit the game, and you wouldn't be logging in and playing every day anyway. I mean, honestly, that's just how it is. The fact of the matter is, in this game, it's not that big of a disadvantage because of the way the game is networked. And you can't argue against me here because I played for a year on 330 ping, so I know what it's like to play on, and I know how to play with it, and my stats didn't change at all. So you guys just need to learn to fucking play the game, to be honest. But again, what can you expect when the majority of players in the game are complete and total shitters? Yeah. I don't see... I think this is probably the most positive thing you could do for the game in this year. If we get another announcement about Outfit Wars 1v1, I don't think there's going to be that much interest in the game. I think Outfit Wars 1v1 is dead in the water, if I'm honest. Read the fucking room here, guys. Don't waste a bunch of time trying to do shit for Outfit Wars this year. I think you're not going to have that big of a turnout. So, yeah. Yeah, for all you guys in the Asia Pacific, Southeast Asia, OCE region, I mean, tough shit. You're gonna have bad ping, but you already played the game on bad ping. So, I mean, was it really that bad? And if not, play on Soltech. Play on Soltech like you should have been the whole time. I don't know. Not my problem. But what I really wouldn't want to see, yeah, there would be people that are still playing. I mean, there's people that play from Australia on Emerald now, and it's cancer. In any decently well-made game, there would be a region lock for the game, and people from that side of the world, literally the opposite side of the world, would not be able to connect to Emerald or any of the European servers. You would be limited to Connery, which was the firewall server, for North America, or Soltech or Briggs when it did exist. So yeah, other than that, I don't see... the game is really feeling like in its death throes now, if I'm honest, because the departure of Rel, say what you want about his updates, were mostly dog shit. His processes and capacity to function as the lead game designer of a first-person shooter game, he is the literal definition of incompetent when it comes to that. But even so, even with that said, not having him there makes the game feel different. The Reddit shut down a lot of conversation about the game for a long time for absolutely no other reason than some fucking obese Discord mods were upset about how it was some communist fat fucking losers were upset about, it's just a bunch of shit. So congratulations. You did more damage to the community than you did anything else. I don't know. People are fucking weird. And I'm glad that the moderators got their asses... they got kicked out of there, because all those guys are fucking losers and don't play the game anyway. Yeah, congratulations. Go to some other fucking Reddit and fuck that up. And while I'm on the topic of Reddit, this probably warrants an entire separate video, because I'm getting way off topic now, but some of the rules on the new subreddit are kind of stupid. I mean, go figure. It's being run by weird crony fucking shitter Planetside players, but yeah, rule number 6. Go look up rule number 6, and then tell me what's the matter with that picture. But anyway, yeah, the point of this video is I think it's time. Swallow your pride. You can't hide it anymore. The game is in a fucking rapid decline in terms of playability. Connery is basically fucking dead. Give the Connery players one last hurrah. Give everybody one last hurrah in North America. Combine the servers, inject some life into the game, because your game's fucking dead as shit. Anyway. Yeah, do it. It's time. You can't hide it anymore.